say not three. And Adnan says what that means. He's talking about your scriptures. He understands that there's a corruption in your scriptures, and he's addressing that and calling your scriptures corrupt.
I have no idea what in the world this guy is talking about, because the very sources that he's citing, Bruce Metzger, Bart Ehrman, they'll tell you that this passage, 1 John 5:7, is only found in later medieval copies. So how in the world could Adnan even suggest that Muhammad was miraculously implying that that verse is an interpolation? Because that assumes that Muhammad's Christian contemporaries would have had that verse in their Bibles. But according to the sources that he's citing, that verse did not exist at that time, David.
Adnan thinks that 1 John 5:7 was in the Bible during the time of Muhammad. And he's quoting these Christian scholars. None of them would say that 1 John 5:7 was around during the time of Muhammad. That came around later. Notice he's holding the God of the Bible to a very high standard. Your God needs to explain everything in intricate detail, has to say exactly and precisely what he means. Then he turns to the Quran and says, oh, Allah said three. That condemns everything. And he's talking about a specific verse. He's talking about 1 John 5:7. He's talking about it centuries before the verse was even written. It's a miracle.
There is a passage that uses similar language, which Adnan in his debates argues does not prove the deity of Christ. John 10 verse 30. I and my Father are one. If you want further proof of Adnan's dishonesty and trickery, quote John 10:30 and ask him, does this not prove that Jesus is one with the Father in essence? He goes, no. One here means they're one in their purpose. But surprise, surprise, David, when there is a passage that speaks of the Father and the Word and Holy Spirit as one, because now he can show it's an interpolation. There he argues, you see, they're one in essence, but it's not genuine. But the passage that's genuine, I and the Father one, no one denies, John 10:30, is textually sound.
Adnan's argument is that when Allah is saying deny the doctrine of the Trinity, he is criticizing and attacking the Bible for teaching the doctrine of the Trinity. And yet Adnan says that the only verse that actually teaches the Trinity is 1 John 5:7. Well, that verse was not in the Bible of the time. So Allah is attacking a book that doesn't teach the Trinity for teaching the Trinity.
When the Quran says three, it means the Trinity. Let me now read the passages. They are disbelievers who say Allah is the third of three. Now notice who will be mentioned right after saying three. The Messiah, son of Mary, and his mother. And it's confirmed in the same chapter 5 verse 116. When Allah saith, O Jesus, son of Mary, did you send to mankind, take me and my mother for two gods besides Allah? You and your mother, two gods. Allah is the other God. Do not say Allah is the third of three gods. I challenge Adnan, cite any historical data that the Christians believe there are three gods, Allah, Jesus, and Mary, as opposed to believing there's one God who's the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.